So this is the most basic, most banal persuasion advice and sales and business and marketing advice that I can ever give. But it just it's just astounding, and it's mesmerizing how so many people seem to forget about it. Or rather, people who or business owners seem to be forgetting about it, especially those who complain that sales are slow. Because sales are slow because you aren't selling what your market wants. That's the bold and honest truth. I'll give you an example. Right now in my country, it's summer. Now there's not a heat wave going on here, and just just to be crystal clear, when I talk about a heat wave, that's 30 degrees centigrade and above. I guess that's 90 degrees Fahrenheit. I think. So to me and to my country, that's a heat wave. And sure, you might laugh because that's nothing, and it's probably nothing. But to somebody living here in this country who's used to this climate, it's absolutely real. Now, what happens during a heat wave? Which product sells, or which products are getting increasingly more popular during a heat wave? The answer is as obvious as it is simple. A fan. Fans. I'm not talking about supporters, but you already knew that. No, I'm talking about I'm talking about the small or big ass sized devices that have a propeller that blows air in your face to cool you down. A fan. When there is a heat wave, people want more fans because it's humid and it's hot inside of their homes. And especially in these sorts of houses and residences occupied by people in my country, because they're usually very well insulated, because guess what? During winter time, it's cold. So you need thick walls. But what happens when there's a heat wave and you live in a house with thick walls? But you can imagine what's going to happen. The heat remains inside of the house and it becomes quite humid. So, but fans in general aren't the most sophisticated nor the coolest products. And the mechanism is very, very simple. You plug the you plug the fan, or you plug the cord into a power socket like the one behind me, and you turn the switch on the fan, and the propeller starts blowing air in your face, and the fan starts circulating and going back and forth like this. Not very sophisticated, and quite simply a very, very simple invention. And yet it can bring in a lot of money. And so if you're selling, if you're selling ovens and heating devices, those aren't going to be very popular during summer. But during winter time, lots and lots of people want their heating devices and their ovens because they're cold. And so the simple point is, you need to adjust your products and your services according to the needs of the market. Because when the market doesn't feel for, when the market doesn't want to buy, then what are you selling for? Still, there are evergreen products and services. Let's see if this video gets me banned, but sex stores, sex workers, the porn industry, or the adult industry, let's just call them call them adult services. Just categorize them within one umbrella. Adult services will always be in need because people will always walk around being horny. And I think that we'll see how well the sex robots and the sex dolls do now that Elon Musk is building more sophisticated robots. But I still think there is need for the human touch. The point of all this, however, is just to remind you about the simplest of things. Any product or service that you want to sell doesn't need to be sophisticated. It only needs to solve a problem that your market has. And with that being said, if you want to learn more about sales and persuasion, then get subscribed to my email list. The link to do so is in the episode description wherever you're watching and or listening to this, and I'll see you there.